Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be installing a Resideo Wi-Fi automatic shutoff valve onto this water heater. This water heater here has got a PEX brass ball valve on it right now. What this Resideo valve is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to hook this cord to it, which is going to sense moisture around the heater. That way if this heater does start leaking or something goes wrong, it will shut that water valve off, minimizing the water damage that this water heater could possibly cause otherwise. This Resideo actuator part here goes onto the actual valve body itself. Whenever you open this up out of the package, these are two separate pieces. Comes with a clip right here to attach the actuator to the valve body. This actuator is Wi-Fi capable as well, so you can turn it on and off from your phone. Now, it also has a manual feature, so you can turn it off and on manually. You just press it in and turn. Press it in and turn. So what this is going to do, like I said, is going to minimize water damage that could possibly occur because of this heater leaking or any of the lines near this heater leaking. Anybody that's had a water heater leak knows that it can cause some serious property damage. So this is going to help us to minimize that possibility. Now here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and turn the water off, and I'm going to cut this old valve out of here, and then we'll move on into installing this unit so you can see how it's installed. Now that we have our water shut off and our old valve cut out, we're going to go ahead and put this new valve together and install it. So the first thing we're going to do is take the valve body here. Now these valve bodies come with 3/4 inch female threads. So for my purposes here, I'm going to be installing onto this valve two 3/4 inch PEX male adapters. Now as you can see, I've already put thread tape on there. I'm only going to use thread tape. Typically I would use thread tape and thread sealant. There's a lot of debate about that amongst whether you should use one or the other or both. Personally, I use both. For the purposes of this video, I only used thread tape, which will work just fine. So this is Blue Monster thread tape, by the way. That's why you can tell it's blue. Blue Monster. This is my preferred thread tape. All right, so let's go ahead and thread these into this valve here. All right. And then we're just gonna take a couple pairs of channel locks and tighten these down. Okay, now that we have those nice and snug on there, we're gonna go ahead and install this valve body. We're gonna go ahead and install the valve body. Now we are going to be installing this on PEX again, so I prefer the copper solid PEX rings. PEX rings come in stainless as well, and they use a different tool. Some people prefer the stainless bands, some people prefer the solid copper bands. Personally, I like the solid copper bands. I think they give a more professional finish appearance, and I just don't really trust the stainless ones as much. So we're going to be using copper solid rings. 3/4 inch. All right, so let's go ahead, put our ring on there, put our valve body on there. Now this valve body is non-directional, so you can put it on like this, you can put it on like this, it doesn't really matter. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on there, top there, crimp our ring. Let's measure a piece of pipe for the bottom here. I usually just kind of look at it, gauge it, and then cut it. All right, let's get our PEX rings on here. All All right, so now that we have our valve body attached, we're gonna go ahead and attach the actuator. And again, this actuator attaches to the valve body with this clip. These valves do come closed, so make sure that you have it oriented correctly right here. Like this, typically open. So we're gonna go ahead and rotate that to the closed position. All right, so let's go ahead and put our actuator on now. Just gonna slide on there like that. And then we'll put our clip on. The clip just slides on there like so. And then I'll bring you a little bit closer so you can see. See the clip, how the clip attaches to the valve body there. And then again, the valve is in the closed position. All right, now that we have that valve installed on the water line, we're gonna go ahead and install the electrical cord. So we're just gonna, and that's another big thing with these valves, make sure that you have electric nearby because they do have to be plugged in. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that in. Then we're gonna plug into our valve here, into the electric port on our valve right there. All right, so now our valve has power and it's gonna go ahead and open itself, as you can see. See, the valve is now in the open position. So after you install it and plug it in, the valve will open itself. Now it's green, good to go. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is install the moisture sensing cord that comes with all of these Resideo valves and pucks. This thing is really, really neat, guys. This cord here, if it gets wet anywhere on the cord, even the ends, it will shut that valve off. All right, so the other cool thing about this is, say this got wet, shut the valve off, you fix the leak, what do you do now? The good thing is these actually dry out very quickly and they can be reused. So with that being said, these are only 5 feet long. They come in 5-foot sections. So for a water heater installation, we're probably gonna need to hook 2 of these together so that we can wrap it around the bottom of the heater there. We want it wrapped around the bottom of the heater because that's where we're gonna notice, that's where our leaks are gonna surface if there's anything going on with this heater or any of the lines around it. All right, so let's go ahead and plug this in here for demonstration purposes. And we're just gonna kind of let it hang there, all right? So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this cord wet and we're gonna see if it shuts off correctly. So I've got some water here. Now then, we're gonna take this water, just for demonstration purposes, we're gonna get this cord here wet just to make sure it shuts that valve off like it's supposed to. So let's see what happens. All right, so here's the valve. So I'm just gonna get this cord, just pour some water on it. Look at that. As you can see, the shutoff valve is now shutting itself off. Now that valve is turned off now. Got a blinking red light there to let you know something's going on. As you can see, I just put it right there and I just put a little bit of water around it and it pretty much picked up on that moisture instantly. So these valves are also Wi-Fi connectable. This one I'm not gonna be hooking up to Wi-Fi at this time, but I will be doing a video on how to hook up the Wi-Fi, so be looking forward to that if you're interested. And if you want to see more plumbing videos or how-to tutorials on stuff like this, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe our page. And thank you for watching.